There's a $200 piece of paper that can raise your pay by $8,000 a year. It takes a few days to get. No degree, no apprenticeship, no waiting list. And most people in the trades never bother. They leave that raise sitting on the table for years because nobody ever told them the paperwork is the raise. Today, I'm showing you the certifications that pay for themselves the fastest. Some of them in a single week of work. Here's the trap most tradespeople fall into. You figure the way to earn more is to grind. More hours, more years, wait your turn, hope for a raise. And that works, slowly. But while you're grinding, the guy next to you doing the exact same job got a cheap certification on a weekend, and now legally does work you can't. So he gets the better contracts, the higher rate, the first call. Same skill, same experience. He just holds a card, you don't. You're not underpaid because you're not good enough. You might be underpaid because you're missing a credential that costs less than a decent set of tools. Let's fix that. Quick ground rule so this is honest. I'm going to give you real cost ranges and real pay bumps, but both vary by your trade, your state, and your employer. So I'm not going to promise you a number. I'm going to show you the math, the break-even, so you can run it for your own situation. Everything here comes from current industry and trade org data. Let's do the math on each one. First, understand why some certifications pay and others are a waste of money. Because most people get this backwards. A certification only raises your pay if it does one thing: gate access to work that contractors need done but legally can't assign to an uncertified worker. That's it. That's the whole rule. If a cert lets you do something the guy next to you can't, it creates leverage. At hiring, at raise time, at the negotiating table. If it's just a nice-to-have line on a resume, it does nothing for your paycheck. So as we go through these, watch for that trait. Does it unlock work only you can legally touch? The ones that do are the ones worth your weekend. Your takeaway? Pay for the cert that gates the work, not the one that decorates the resume. Coming up, the one with the fastest payback of all. Let's start with the fastest paybacks, and here's the number that should stop you. Some of these certs cost between $50 and $300 and take 1 to 2 weeks. EPA 608. Required to legally handle refrigerant, which is core to basically all HVAC work. $50 to $300. Without it, you legally cannot touch the systems. With it, you're immediately more hireable and you can command more. A cert that costs less than a tank of gas and unlocks an entire trade. That's the highest ROI in this whole video. Now, the reveal. Picture a cert that runs you a couple $100 and bumps your rate even $2 an hour. $2 an hour over a full-time year is about $4,000. At $4 an hour, which the higher impact certs regularly deliver, that's $8,000 a year. So a $200 cert that adds 4 an hour pays for itself in about a week of work, and then keeps paying you every year for the rest of your career. That's not a raise. That's a machine that prints one. Second fast one, OSHA 30. A few days, widely required, and it's the card that moves you toward foreman and lead hand roles. On its own, the pay bump is smaller, maybe 50 cents to $2 an hour. But it opens the supervisory door, and that door is where the real money is. Your takeaway: the cheapest certs aren't the smallest raises. Some of them are the fastest money you'll ever make. Now the heavy hitters. These cost more and take longer, but the pay jump is a different universe. NCCCO, Crane and Rigging Certification. This is one of the highest impact credentials in construction, and certified crane operators sit among the top paid people on any heavy job site. A WS welding certifications. And here's the key. It's not welding generally. It's the specific process and a position. Pipe welding certs, the 5G and 6G positions, open the door to pipeline and shutdown work that runs 70 to over 100,000 a year. HAZWOPER 40-hour and high-voltage electrical licensing sit in that same high-impact tier. These share the trait from earlier. They legally gate scarce, high-stakes work. The pattern across all of them. The harder a cert is to get, and the more the work legally requires it, the bigger the raise. Your takeaway: cheap certs remove barriers. Hard certs command premiums. You want both in that order. Coming up, the honest catch. Because I'd be lying by omission if I stopped there. 3 things. 1. Certifications expire. A lot of AWS welding certs, for example, need you to stay active in that process. Stop for 6 months, and you may have to retest. A cert is a thing you maintain, not a trophy you earn once. 2. On federal and prevailing wage projects, the wage rate is often set regardless of your certs. The cert determines which role you can fill, not always a higher rate on that specific job. And 3. The big one, check your own market before you spend $1. Pull up job postings in your area. If most of them ask for a specific cert, that's your answer. If none do, that shiny credential might not move your pay at all where you live. Your takeaway? Match the cert to what your local employers are actually asking for. The listings tell you exactly what to buy. And here's the part almost nobody uses. You may not even have to pay for these. Many employers offer tuition reimbursement or straight-up sponsor your certifications because they need certified workers to win contracts. On top of that, a lot of states run free or subsidized workforce development programs that cover trade certs entirely. So before you put a cert on a credit card, ask your employer if they'll fund it, and check your state's workforce program. The highest ROI of all is the cert someone else pays for. Your takeaway? Ask before you buy. The money is often already there, so here's the whole thing in one line. The fastest raise in the trades usually isn't more hours or more years. It's a cheap piece of paper that legally unlocks work the guy next to you can't touch. Find the cert that gates the work. Check that your local employers want it. And get someone else to pay for it if you can. Your one action this week: pull up 10 job listings for your trade in your area and write down every certification they ask for. That list is your raise, ranked. And if you want to see how any career path stacks up against a 4-year degree, the free calculator's still in the description. Subscribe if you want the money math the trades never get handed. Next up, the mistakes that quietly cost tradespeople the most money over a career. I'll see you there.